President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin prepare to meet in Anchorage, Alaska. Ukrainian-born Indiana Congresswoman Victoria Spartz is here to preview the major summit. Plus, what would you do if your local school district was using public money to get students secret abortions? This is a massive story coming out of Virginia. We've got a top voice there with us tonight. And also, there is a Republican district attorney in Texas who just smoked marijuana on a video on purpose in violation of state law. She joins us this hour. It's all next on the Matt Gaetz Show. Let's do this. We're shaking up Washington, D.C. We're breaking the fever.
You ever watch this guy on television? It's like a machine. He's great. Matt Gaetz.
As we join you tonight, the world's attention shifts to Anchorage, Alaska, where President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet face-to-face in one of the most anticipated summits in recent memory. It's the first time Putin has set foot on U.S. soil in over a decade, and it's happening at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Alaska. The stakes could not be higher. At the top of the agenda, of course, a ceasefire in Ukraine, now well into its third year of conflict. President Trump has been blunt, calling for what he believes would be very serious consequences if Moscow refuses to halt the fighting. He's aiming for a breakthrough that could allow him to meet with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky shortly afterward and position himself as the deal maker who brings an end to Europe's bloodiest war since World War II. But it's not just about Ukraine. For Putin, the summit is about more than stopping bullets. It's about legitimacy, being treated not as an international pariah, but as a power player worthy of negotiating directly with the most powerful man in the world, Donald Trump. His message ahead of the meeting has been carefully framed. There is, in his words, huge economic potential between the two nations. Putin understands that with Trump, you got to sell upside. Now, behind that phrasing lies the possibility of resource and trade discussions, perhaps even proposals tied to mineral rights in contested territories, maybe even cooperation on mineral rights in Alaska. From Washington's perspective, success tomorrow would mean locking in a freeze on hostilities, buying time for diplomacy, and demonstrating that the United States can still steer global events. Trump wants headlines reading, "Ceasefire achieved," something he can point to as a tangible accomplishment and more winning. From Moscow's perspective, success would be measured very differently. Putin is looking for recognition of Russia's current battlefield gains and a tacit acknowledgement that for now, Kyiv's territorial integrity is negotiable, is on the table. Now, a partial ceasefire could cement Russia's gains without the cost of a continued offensive. Here's how the day is expected to unfold. The two leaders will first meet privately, just them and their interpreters. They will expand that conversation to include top aides and advisors. A working lunch is planned, followed by a joint press conference, one that's probably going to be watched by millions around the world. Now, on the table, a range of proposals. Trump is likely to push for an immediate halt to Russian offensives, potentially in exchange for phased lifting of certain sanctions or assurances of economic cooperation. Putin, in turn, may press for recognition of Russia's control over some key regions, something that Kyiv has explicitly and repeatedly rejected. That brings us to one of the major sticking points, Ukraine's role, or lack thereof, in the actual discussions. President Zelensky has been clear, no agreement about Ukraine's future will be accepted without Ukraine at the table. But actually, we doubt that because it's Uncle Sam writing the check. So what's likely to happen? I see a few possible scenarios. First, a breakthrough, an announcement of a ceasefire framework with both sides pledging to continue talks. It would be hailed as progress, even if the details were murky. Second, a stalemate. The leaders emerge from Alaska with smiles for the camera, but no substantive change on the ground, each side claiming they stood their ground. Third, a bridge. Trump has already talked about subsequent meetings. It's hard to imagine anything bigger than this, but there could be other moves on the chessboard. What's certain is that both leaders have much to gain politically. For Trump, a diplomatic win would be a monumental victory, proof that his self-styled role as negotiator-in-chief can deliver results where others have failed. For Putin, simply standing beside an American president on U.S. soil sends a message to the world. Russia cannot be isolated. The meeting is more than politics, it's theater. The backdrop of Alaska is symbolic, rugged, strategic, perched between East and West. Every handshake, every camera angle, every word chosen will be scrutinized for signs of concession or dominance or defiance. Trump, Putin, and Alaska. Tomorrow, the world's coldest stage will heat up. Will it be peace or just a photo op with no sundown?
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.